There's a unnecessary weight that a lot of us are being weighed down by. I want to help us to take off this unnecessary weight, but this is a twofold conversation and dialogue depending on what side of the spectrum that you're on when it comes to this discussion. Either I want to help you take off this weight, or I want to assist you and help you to stop putting this weight on others. So either you're weighed down by this weight or you keep putting this weight on others. And I want to help us on tonight because one of the worst type of infections that you and I could ever catch, you and I could ever receive is a projection infection. If you have an earache, we have medicine for that. If you have a toothache, we have medicine for that. If you have a headache, we have medicine for that. But what do you use to medicate the infection of constantly being projected on and causing for yourself to see yourself out of somebody else's wound? Because that is what a projection infection is. A projection infection is the illness of when I have allowed somebody else's wound to become how I see. One more time. A projection infection is when I have allowed, it is the illness of when I have allowed somebody else's wound to become how I see. So I see through their trauma. I see through their fear. I see through their lies. Our words can be either poison or medication. The reason we preach truth in this ministry, number one, is because Jesus told us to, and He's the way, the truth, and the life. And the second reason we preach truth is because truth needs to be your multivitamin. If our words are either poison or medication, let truth be your multivitamin. Truth, truth, truth. Projection infection. The illness of when I'm allowing somebody else's wound to become how I see. Because watch this, family. Whoever has access to your ear constantly will impact how you see. Please don't miss this. Whoever has access to your ear constantly will impact how you see. Because how they speak is tied to how they see. And how you hear is tied to how you see. Whoever has access to your ear regularly will impact how you see, because how they speak is tied to how they see, and how we hear can impact how we see. So for example, if when somebody is communicating to me, if all I hear is negativity, that can affect the way that I see, so now I'm seeing through a negative lens. When somebody's communicating or talking to me and I could hear, they projected on me. I never said what they said. You ever been talking to somebody and you keep on saying, I never said that? And they are really like passionate. You did. I never said that. When I'm able to hear that you are projecting on me, then I can refuse to allow your wound to become my lens, because I could hear you're projecting. How they speak is due to how they see, and how we hear will impact how we see. I could hear that they're projecting, so I don't see myself through the lens of their wound. But when I do not have this emotional intelligence, when I do not have this discernment, I will allow what they say to become how I see. Did y'all hear what I just said? I will allow what they say to become how I see. It is a projection infection. Projection infection. And I'm trying to get us to this place where we could heal to such a degree where I refuse to allow your perception to become my lens. Here's a thought. Here's a thought. Peradventure, you're more healed than you know you are. Peradventure, you're actually more healed than you really know you are. The reason you can't see it is because you keep looking through a projected lens. So every single time you do life with somebody, you do community with somebody, you befriend somebody. Since I don't fully know who I am, since I haven't really honestly audited my life and really have tracked how much I have healed, you can't even see that I really am healing because I keep seeing myself through their lens, their lens. Is it possible that I'm not who you think I am? I'm not who you think I am, but rather you are what you think I am. The unnecessary weight that we are going to be talking about on tonight for the finale of season 2 on Therapy Thursday is the weight of projecting. Somebody projecting on you, or you keep on projecting on them. I constantly keep on projecting on them because projection is to believe a narrative that has been authored by somebody else's trauma. Talk, Holy Spirit. Projection is to believe somebody else's narrative that they have created due to their own decisions. Projection. It's when I'm putting on somebody else how I really feel about me. Projection. It's when they're projecting on me what they're really battling with themselves. So I'm gonna put it this way to help us memorize it. And this is a simple truth that I received, that I live by this. When people project on you, because most of the time, projection is a reflective mirror. I'm reflecting on you how I see me, okay? So here's a simple truth that I live by. I am not who you think I am. You are who you think I am. I am not who you think I am. You are who you think I am. I am not the demon that you refuse to see in you. Ooh, I am not the devil. The devil's, meaning mindsets, the wiles of the enemy, his methodology, his mindsets, his lies. I am not the devil that you refuse to see is lying to you. I'm not that. Because whatever is churning within will always be projected without. This is so good, family. I'm not who you think I am. You are who you think I am. I am not the demon that you refuse to see in you, because whatever is churning within will be projected without. And this is how we have so many overthinkers, because overthinkers traffic in projecting thought bubbles on others. We end in this with a bang. Overthinkers project their thought bubbles on others. There are certain people that you don't like because of your projection. They haven't done nothing to you. There are certain people that you simply don't like them because other people do. They haven't done nothing to you. Projecting. You're either putting the weight on others or you've experienced the weight from others. I want to show you this biblical passage. That better supports my claim, corroborates my claim. Numbers chapter 13, verse 26. This is when the children of Israel are out of Egypt and God is allowing for them to see the land that they're about to inhabit, okay? Because they came out of Egypt, now God is about to give them the promise, all right? So this is kind of where we're hopping with this biblical narrative. Numbers chapter 13, verse 26. It says, now they departed and came back to Moses and Aaron and all of the congregation of the children of Israel in the wilderness of Paran and Kadesh. They brought back word to them and all the congregation and showed them the fruit of the land. Somebody put in the room evidence. This is evidence that God is a God of truth. Remember, words can be poison, venom, or they can be medicine. So allow truth to be your multivitamin. This is evidence that our God was speaking the truth about this land that flows with milk and honey, meaning it's agriculturally rich, okay? Verse 27. Then they told him and said, We went to the land where you sent us. It truly flows with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Here's the evidence. Nevertheless, the people who dwell in the land are strong. The cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south. The Hittites, the Jebusites, the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the banks of the Jordan. Now watch Caleb. Caleb quieted the people. So, okay, enough with all that. Okay, enough with all that. Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it. So they're spreading one report. Caleb's like, okay, y'all shut up. We going in. Whatever you, stop all that noise. We going in. Now watch this. Verse 31. But the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go against these people, for they are stronger than we. And they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land, which they had spied out, saying, the land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants. And all the people whom we saw in it are men of great stature. There we saw the giants, the descendants of Anak, come from giants. And we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight. I'm probably like Caleb. Who is we? We are like grasshoppers. Who is we? Ebonics on purpose. Who you talking about? Who is we? Notice they said we appear like grasshoppers in our own sight. And we also appear like grasshoppers in their sight. Nowhere does it say the giants viewed them as grasshoppers. Nowhere did not a Canaanite, not a Jebusite, not an Amorite, nobody said you guys are like grasshoppers. They said we appeared as grasshoppers in our own sight. I'm sitting reading this like, who is we? All of us. You're projecting on me, bruh. I want us to focus on these two verses. Look, verse 31, but the men who had gone up said, we are not able. Because projection always likes to projection likes to always marry trauma to other people too. I'm traumatized, so if you do that, you're gonna be traumatized too. I fear failure, so if you're gonna do that, you're gonna possibly fail too. Some people have been in the Alcatraz of fear for so long that they immediately criticize anybody who's not wearing the same prison uniform. Ooh, Alcatraz is a prison. Some people have been in the Alcatraz of fear for so long that they immediately criticize anybody else who's not wearing the same prison uniform. And it comes out in the form of criticism. It's their fear that causes for them to criticize your post. It's their fear that causes for them to criticize your faith. It is their fear that causes for them to criticize your pursuits. Because I've been in this prison of fear for so long, why aren't you wearing a prison outfit? But the men who had gone up, this is verse 31, who had gone up with them said, we are not able to go against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they gave the children of Israel a bad report. And they gave the children of Israel a bad perception. And they gave the children of Israel bad lens. Here's the question. What bad report has affected how you see? And they gave the children of Israel a bad report. What bad report from somebody else's lens are you believing about you? And they gave the children of Israel their perception. Whose perception is bad? And they handed it to you, and you believe it.